So we're going to use the SNS kettle and a new toy I got with it to do a chicken and make some tacos, almost like we've done recently with a couple of tri-tips. So I've got our whole chicken here, and I'm going to use some of this Malcolm's Grande Gringo seasoning. It's really pretty good. I've had it for a while, and just the other day got it out and used it for the first time. So we're just going to coat the chicken, and ideally I would have this in the fridge for even overnight and let that skin dry out so we could crisp it up really well. But we don't have that kind of time today, so this chicken is going to spend about 45 minutes doing a little spa treatment in the fridge with this seasoning. Actually sort of in a hurry tonight. I'm getting a late start, so we'll get it all coated up there. Make sure we get our little wings. Get some deodorant on this thing here. There we go. So this is going to go to the fridge. Going to get a little dry brining done in there, at least for a half hour, 45 minutes or something like that. And then we will get our grill ready to go. We'll show you our new toy, and we'll get started. All right, so we'll let that tumbleweed do its thing, and we will get this charcoal chimney fired up. Okay, so here is the new toy for the SNS kettle. I got a vortex. So we're gonna do a beer can chicken using the vortex for radiant heat. I've got just a 1 briquette high layer of Kingsford blue in the bottom. I'm gonna pour our lit coals over that. Should be plenty of coals, but I don't want to run out, so we're probably going to overdo it on coals. So when those get fired up and ready to go, we'll just dump those around the outside ring there. I've got this beer can chicken stand. This is not new. I've had this forever. I don't use it that much, but we're going to use it today. So we'll get us a beer in there, and we'll get our chicken in the vortex on the SNS kettle here in a little bit. So we'll bring you back. Okay, let's get our beer for our beer can chicken ready. So I'm just using one that I had. This happens to be a shock top Belgian white. It'll work fine. First thing we're going to do is create a little room in the can. Next thing, we're going to add some beer salt with lime. No special recipe for this. I'm just going to add a little citrus flavor to the beer, a little salt. Next thing we're going to do is I'm going to take some of our Grande Gringo, and I'm just going to use a half a teaspoon maybe. Again, no real recipe for this. Matter of fact, I just used a heaping 3/4 of a teaspoon, probably close to a teaspoon. It's the same stuff we put on the outside, so we'll just add that to the beer. And then lastly, I've got some pre-minced garlic. I don't mind using this stuff at all for certain things, and this would be one of those things. So we're just going to add that to the top of the beer, and a full tablespoon, even more. There we go. And I'm just going to get most of that down in the can. It doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. So we're going to get this ready to go outside and violate our chicken. So Probably about 15-20 minutes. We'll bring you back and we'll get everything set up to go. Okay, so we have our coals ready to go. I'm going to try to get these dumped without making a giant mess. I do have a pair of tongs standing by to help me move the coals around. It's going okay. Okay, there we go. That could have been worse, so I'm going to get my airflow choked back just a little bit. And get some of these coals spread out just a little as well. That'll be good. Okay, now I have got my chicken out here and ready to go. This will be a little bit off camera, but I'll be right back with you. Here we go. Chicken's kind of small, so it's having trouble getting all the way on its cradle. That'll do. All right, just gonna get this down in without burning myself. So there we go. I hope you can see that well. I'm pretty good with that. So we're gonna get the lid on. We'll get the top vent choked back. It's actually closed now, so we'll get it probably about a third of the way open to start. We'll see where our temperature gets to. Going to try to get this to about 325, 350, something like that. That'll help crisp up that skin, so we'll bring you back. Hey, we're only about 5 minutes in, but I forgot two things. First of all, I put a new porcelain grill grate around here, and I did that for a reason. I've got something I'm going to throw on here later. And I also wanted to spray this chicken with just a little bit of duck fat all around. Again, just help crisp up that skin, a little bit of flavor. There we go. So that'll be good. We'll bring you back. Okay, so we're gonna take a look at this chicken. Cooker's running dead on 350, which is great. Ooh, this is pretty. I hope that's getting in the view of the camera well. So I just want to temp this real quick, see where we are. Just gonna go deep in the breast there, 135 on the nose. Okay, so we're about 30 degrees from pulling this off, so I'm gonna get some other stuff ready, and we'll see you, and I'm guessing it'll be 15 to 20 minutes, something like that. Okay, I'm thinking this has got to be close, so we're gonna probe it. Oh, deep part of the breast there, 164. We are calling this, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, now to get this out. Boy, that color is gorgeous. All right, so okay, so I sort of wanted it to come off the beer can, but it didn't. I'll survive. So I'm gonna get this inside and gonna be right back. We're gonna do something else here. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to keep the camera rolling and just edit this part out. So I will see you in a second. All right, we're back. So I have some corn tortillas here, and they have been sprayed with duck fat. And I'm just going to put these all around the edge. I am not even going to close this lid. probably won't be able to fit all of these on, but that's all right. We'll go in batches. Totally fine. Just gonna crisp these up just a little bit, maybe brown them. And I've got like 4 more to go on. So we're gonna let these go. You get the idea here. I think I'm going to let these go and get the camera inside and get it set up. Okay, so here's what we have. We have our chicken, which I did take off the beer can carefully. I also have off to the side a cookie sheet with a cooling type rack on top of it. Here's what we're gonna do. I am going to peel the skin off this chicken. So in big pieces like that, and I'm gonna put it on this cooling rack. I've got my oven preheated to 375 degrees. So I'm just gonna take pieces of this skin, just like this, with all that good seasoning on it, and I'm putting it on this cooling rack. It is going to go from here into the oven for probably, I'm guessing 10 to 15 minutes. Some of this leg piece, and we're really gonna crisp this up. It's sort of gonna be like Chicka-rrones, if you will. And we'll show you what we're gonna do with that a little bit later. So this chicken smells awesome. I do love a good beer can chicken. So here's that breast skin. And I'm not gonna necessarily worry about getting every single piece of this. It's not that big of a deal. We'll have plenty. In fact, that's probably gonna be good for now. So I know this is kind of ugly, so forgive me for that. Get a little piece of that. I'm gonna eat that, actually. That is tasty. Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna get these gloves off. I'm gonna get this pan with the chicken skin on the cooling rack in the oven. Again, 375, it's been preheated for a little bit now. So there we go. And it is in the oven. So we will bring you back here in just a minute. Okay, so we're gonna move this chicken out of the way, and I am just going to start pulling pieces of it off. And I was gonna grab a knife, and then I thought, you know what? Why? Why dirty a knife? So these are the breast pieces. Try a piece. So juicy. Man, that's good. I do like a beer can chicken. It really is, as far as I'm concerned, more than just a novelty. It makes a great yard bird. It really does. And I'm just mixing white meat and dark meat here. I don't think anybody in our house cares. I think we like it all, so not a big deal. And that is Mrs. BuQeye Barbecue coming in with the tortillas that we started. And I'm gonna ask Mrs. BuQeye Barbecue to come around here and take a look in the oven and see if our Chicka-rrones are ready to come out. I'm gonna look. I think those are. Can you grab a, don't burn yourself. Everybody say thank you to Mrs. BuQeye Barbecue. This chicken actually took longer than I expected. It took about an hour and 45 minutes, and I sort of expected it to take an hour. Okay, get some of this dark meat in there now. thigh meat just came right off the bone. Man, this looks good. Smells good too. I'll keep those wings. Somebody will eat those at the table tonight. Won't be part of our video meal. Okay, that's gonna be good enough. There's still a little meat left on that chicken. Okay. Mrs. BuQeye Barbecue, if you don't mind grabbing me a knife, I will need one, I forgot. Okay, we're gonna get this chicken out of the way. And I'm gonna take a glove off, take 2 gloves off. Okay, I'm gonna grab our Chicka-rrones. Gonna use a knife. Hope you can hear that. It's gonna be so good. I actually probably could have let these go a little bit longer, but honestly, I thought we were gonna eat an hour ago. So this is gonna have to be good enough, but I think good enough is gonna be freaking delicious. Okay, while I get the rest of these done, the one other thing we're gonna do is add a little more of our seasoning to our chicken. Because remember, we just seasoned the outside of this and then whatever through osmosis came up out of the beer. So just a little bit of our Grande Gringo. And by the way, the Grande Gringo is not spicy, just flavorful. All right, we'll leave that. So I'm gonna ask Mrs. BuQeye Barbecue to stop the video and we will bring you back when we're ready to build. Oh, listen to that crisp. Okay, so I made a bit of a mess here, but I was in a hurry. So we have our crisped up tortillas. These are corn tortillas. I actually prefer flour, but this is what we had and these are gonna be good too. So, let me grab my tongs here. I'm just going to add a little bit of our chicken. These are almost like little tostadas because these tortillas are really crisp. Then we're gonna add a little bit of our Chicka-rrones. Then some pico de gallo. These are reminiscent of the beef tacos I've done recently. And the reason I'm doing these is because they were so good the first time or two. And then a little queso fresco, and there we go. You could certainly make these your own if you want sour cream or cheddar cheese. Oh, I forgot one thing. My favorite hot sauce, Cholula. There we go. I'm not gonna adjust the camera because this would make a giant mess and I'd probably be a viral video with taco all over my face. So I hope you can see that. Looks really good. It is really good. I love Cholula. The Chicka-rrones are a nice addition. I'm taking another bite. Since 2/3 of the rest of my family are sitting here looking at me hungry, I'm gonna cut this off. Thank you everybody for joining as usual. Please do me a favor and like this video and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. Frankly, it's a lot of work, so we'll see you next time.